Welcome back to On the Clock on the Rocket Productions Network. I'm your host, Austin McNall. My good friends Jay Speary and Scotty Carr will join me shortly. If you've missed any episodes of On the Clock, go find the Rocket Productions Network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. All of our episodes are also available on the Rocket Productions YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Be sure to check out Rocket Productions on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Well, today we got a special guest, friend of the show, supposed teacher, Mr. Browning.
I'm not your good friend, though.
I said friend of the show.
You called them your good friends.
Well, that's what you wrote for me all those months ago. I kind of got that memorized.
Show or whatever.
All right.
We're good friends.
We can redo it if it's
Huge
that
fan.
deep.
Huge fan of the show.
I'm a huge fan.
He's a fanboy.
I am a fanboy of the show.
He has our merch.
All right, so today what we're doing, we're kind of just going to go over the first 15, 20-ish picks of the NFL draft, kind of give our input on what I'm considering to be one of the most offensively loaded classes in recent memory. So, I mean, without further ado, we can get right into it. So first up, Bears are on the clock. I think the decision's pretty obvious who they're going to go with. Does anybody have any thoughts about Caleb Williams that they want to share?
He's not him.
No? Bus?
I mean, he'll be fine. They're bringing in guys. I think the other day I saw something saying they were going to – it almost looks like a C.J. Stroud
type beat.
He's the way he's coming into the league, a team that's been down but starting to kind of find a few weapons for him to try to succeed before he comes into that first year without anything.
Yeah, I think he's walking into the best possible situation with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore as his wide receiver 1s and 2s. Granted, they're on the back half of their career, but I still think there's not a better situation he could walk into.
But it's a little weird to me that they're comparing him to Mahomes. That seems blasphemous, you know.
When you make that comparison, he is bound to be a bust.
Well, he won't. At least he won't live up to the expectation of being Mahomes.
He's not going to exceed that expectation if that's the expectation.
I feel like they do that every year. Like, they just say this guy is him, and I hate it.
The comps are so easy to do. It's such a lazy way of analyzing a player.
It's like every player is different, and I don't see Caleb Williams coming off to as hot of a start as Mahomes.
No, he's not going to be Mahomes.
No.
All right. Barry, any thoughts on Caleb?
He is going into probably one of the better positions that he could, team-wise. I know they are trying to beef up the offensive line, kind of protect him a little bit. He's a really good passer, so, there's not really much else to say. I don't think he's going to be close to Patrick Mahomes' level, but
I think I see him going out as more of a Kyler Murray, like around his peak, kind of like a peak Kyler Murray. What was that, 2020, 2019?
First or second year in the league.
That's where I see him getting to. So we move on to the second pick here. We got the Commanders. They obviously need a lot of help. I think there are 3 routes they could go. 2 are quarterbacks. 1 is a receiver. I think they could go Marvin Harrison, one of the most talented receiver prospects we've seen in a long time. Drake May, or they could throw a complete curveball and take Jaden Daniels.
Well, that's who's been mocked to them recently. A lot of Mel Kiper and all the quote unquote experts have been going with Jaden Daniels with them. They can't go with Sam Howell again at quarterback. I don't think they got to go.
He's a stat sheet guy.
Exactly,
not a winner.
His numbers were inflated because they were down so much in the second half.
They had to throw.
Yeah, so I think May or Daniels is the right play here.
I think they should go May simply because you see this one quarterback that rises on everybody's boards every year. Last year, who was it? It was. Was it Richardson?
Yes.
Richardson was the riser last year, and he didn't disappoint, but historically those guys that kind of rise towards the end and don't really produce, he was the Heisman, but I don't know if he's super pro ready yet. I think they go May as well.
I'm saying May.
Yeah, either May or maybe Marvin Harrison, but
yeah,
it's a quarterback. You have to have a guy. You have to have a quarterback. And when you have Sam Howell as your current starter, I think that
you're not putting your best.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then we got the Patriots. I think their decision is now between Harrison and Jaden Daniels.
Again, though, do you want to roll with Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback, or do you want to
Bailey Zappi?
Yeah, Bailey Zappi, or do you want to try and throw a young guy in there? There have been rumors about maybe the Patriots trading out for some of those quarterback teams, needy teams like the Vikings
Yeah.
or the Raiders could move up to 3, which would shake the whole thing up. That'd be a haul they would get moving up, moving down 10 spots or whatever.
That's not the rumor I thought you were going to go to. I thought you were going to go to the potential Brady return rumor. Have you
gosh.
guys seen that?
No.
I think they do go Marvin Harrison.
What is he
though.
now? 46.
I don't know, but I saw some stuff he was working out, and he's been putting out on Instagram that he wants to come back.
No,
and play
just go to the
again.
booth, go to the broadcast
Yeah.
booth, call it a career.
What do you think, Bear? Marvin?
I would, if I was Patriots, I'd pick Marvin.
So
All
you
right.
think just roll out there with Brissett for a year,
I think they'll go quarterback.
be awful? I mean, really, be awful, and then have the first or second pick next year and draft a quarterback.
Me personally, I think they should take Marvin Harrison. I think they will end up taking Jaden Daniels.
Fair.
So I think we'll slot Jaden Daniels in there because there will be more quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels. I don't know if next year you're going to see a receiver like Marvin Harrison. I mean, that one guy out of Mizzou, he might have a shot of being up there, but I don't think he's still going to be up to Marvin Harrison's caliber. And then that leaves the Cardinals with the decision between Marvin Harrison and Joe Alt.
Which I'm guessing, if Harrison drops him at
You
4,
have to
that's
take
got to be
Harrison,
Harrison,
yeah.
right?
That's why I've had Harrison going for the past few months. So the Cardinals at 4.
Yeah, and then we got the Chargers at 5. Now they're left with the decision between Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Joe Alt, and Roma Dunes.
This has also been a place where, like, the Vikings have been.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings have 2 first-round picks. I think it's like 13 and 25-ish, something like that.
11 right there.
Or it's 11. Okay, 11 and 25.
Yeah,
Whatever.
11.
So you trade both those first-round picks, move up to 5, then take J.J. McCarthy at 5, which seems like a
No.
huge reach
I
to
feel
me.
like they
But
could
I
Get him
think
at
you can
11.
get him at
Maybe,
11.
yeah, exactly.
Because, well, the Giants could use one. Titans are okay. Falcons are okay. Bears don't need J.J. McCarthy behind, what's his name? Caleb Williams. And then the Jets don't need one. I think they can get him at 11. If he
It's
falls
very
past
possible.
6,
Yeah.
I
feel
don't
like
see.
Giants are picking.
But I think the concern more here is that what if the Raiders or
Somebody
the
else
Broncos,
jumps,
somebody
yeah.
else jumps, yeah. And the Chargers, I mean, they had so many cap casualties. Their roster's depleted, so trading back, getting more picks would make sense for them.
Yeah.
I've seen several mock trades with the Vikings moving up to 5 and taking McCarthy. I'm not a J.J. McCarthy guy. I wasn't a J.J. McCarthy guy in college, but apparently NFL people like him.
I don't love him either. He's another Michigan quarterback that wins, though. So
Fair,
when you
yeah.
see the previous guy that did that, it's hard to ignore the signs.
Yeah.
So where are we thinking the Chargers are going to go? Let's say they sit. Let's say they don't trade back.
Malik Neighbors, I don't
Malik
know.
Neighbors, Brock Bowers, or Joe Alt.
Can't go wrong with any of those guys. Those are all, all pro type
go
dudes down
Neighbors.
the road.
It's either Neighbors or Bowers. I've seen Bowers go a little bit here.
I think they go Bowers because they drafted Quentin Johnson last year. Might try to put a little bit more time of him on the field because he did not have a high snap
They
percentage
did
last
also
year.
lose Keenan, so
They do have
And
Mike
Mike
Williams.
Williams.
They lost Mike Williams.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that might flip me to Neighbors. We good with Neighbors going here?
Neighbors.
Well, they're going to be bad.
Yeah,
They're going to be really bad.
okay. And now we
Chiefs
got
will still
the
lose, find a way to lose.
right.
now we got the Giants on the clock. In typical Giants fashion, I think they're going to take Joe Alt.
No receiver.
No receiver. I think they're going to take Joe Alt. Should they take a receiver? Yes.
Poor Daniel Jones. He has nobody to throw to.
The fact that he's still getting it, he's still there.
You gotta pay a lot of money.
Contract is huge.
I know they can't get out of it.
What are you guys thinking?
Well, I mean, if Neighbors doesn't go 5, and say the Vikings trade up to 5, then Neighbors would be there at 6, and they have to take Neighbors at 6.
Yeah.
And if for some reason Neighbors goes to whomever's at 5, then I think Odunze would be the guy you got to go with. You have to give Daniel Jones a chance. Like, if you're
Okay.
going to justify the contract, then, like, give him some weapons to play with,
I think he should be the pick. I think they'll mess it up.
God, if they go Joe Alt. The front pages of the New York Times and the New York Post are going to be
Daniel Dunn.
brutal.
If Joe Alt falls to the Bears at 9, that would be generational.
Exactly, because now you have your
Left your
tackle,
cornerstone left tackle
Yep.
and your franchise quarterback.
Yep.
Okay.
He probably goes here. To the
Yeah, I think he goes here to the Titans. But I also,
Yes, I
if
agree.
Brock Bowers is here at 7, I also could see him going.
I don't
Because
know.
who's their tight end right now?
Who's Tennessee has 7?
Tennessee's at 7.
Well, you have Tony Pollard and
Will Levis.
When was the last time the Titans really went with like a weapon like that?
AJ
well, they had,
Brown.
they had
Like-
DeAndre Hopkins still.
Yeah.
And so if you want to say it's Hopkins, Pollard, and what's that? a Conquest or a tight end. Is that good enough? You go draft an offensive lineman? I don't know. I don't think so, but you can't. I guess if you reach with Bowers, you could do that, I suppose.
I mean, the Titans also aren't a win now team.
No.
So I could see them going Joe Alt.
And giving him a few years to develop. Well, for the sake of conversation, go Joe Alt here to the Titans, because he is by far the number one tackle in the draft. Number one offensive or defensive lineman. So we're now 7 picks in, and we have not had a defensive player picked. But I think that's probably going to change here. We have the Falcons, who do have Kyle Pitts at tight end, and Brock Bowers is the best offensive player available.
Yeah, there's no point.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they need some help in the secondary.
Yeah, or on the defensive line. I've seen pass rusher mocked them a lot here.
Latu from
Or Dallas Turner from Alabama would be 2 guys. Yeah, that could be spotty. They're actually in a pretty good spot where now you have Kirk Cousins at quarterback. You have all the weapons on offense. You could take the best defensive player here, and you're probably not going to be in a bad spot, really.
Well, they might also take the first defensive player off the board.
Yeah.
So you get your choice of the best defensive player in the draft going. I mean, it's a really good situation for the Falcons.
So say, for sake of the conversation, who is the best defensive player in the draft?
Well, this is from The Athletic, this sheet I have here, and it is Dallas Turner, the defensive end from Alabama.
So we want to have them taking a Dallas Turner?
Yes.
Okay. This has his ADP at 12.9, so it's a little bit of a reach, but I don't think it is for them.
This was also another spot that I saw where like teams like the Raiders or the Broncos could
jump
trade
up.
up and get a quarterback.
Okay, now we're at 9, back with the Bears. I think
Did the Bears trade this one?
they probably will.
They could trade back, yeah.
Yeah, just trade
Who's
back.
their tight end? Cole Kmet?
Yeah.
They don't need Brock Bowers then. Yeah, I could see them trading back.
It's pretty obvious so far. You can see a scenario where Brock Bowers, he might drop a bit.
Yeah.
He might be a guy that's a top 5 talent, but he might drop
To
10,
the
15
lower
spots in the
teens,
draft.
yeah.
I felt like that's kind of how Kyle Pitts was with, like, do you want to be that team that takes a tight end early?
Because
Or-
he was the earliest taken tight end, and he has not produced. Yeah.
When it was like before the draft, everyone's like, tight end at 4. That's kind of
Scary.
Does it have team needs on there? And
Yes, yes.
Okay,
So-
what's the Bears' team need?
QB, we could take care of.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
And then D-line.
Well, then Latu could be the guy that goes there.
I
then,
think
I
I
guess.
think that's a good call there.
But like the Falcons, they're in a spot where like they can just whoever falls to them, they can just go ahead and take it. There's not a huge need anywhere on their defense. I don't feel like
So Jets. Again, does Brock Bowers go here? Who's their tight end?
that's an interesting one actually.
Give Aaron Rodgers another weapon. He's already protected up front. They have a solid offensive line.
You got Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, and if you had Brock Bowers to that,
That adds a whole nother dimension.
I like that.
All right, we'll slot Brock Bowers right here.
get him off that board.
And now we have the Vikings, who have their choice of quarterback.
Team
The-
needs.
Bo Nix, Michael Penix, or
JJ McCarthy. I mean, if McCarthy falls,
I think they take
they
him.
run to
Take him.
the podium and draft
I'm
McCarthy.
taking
Yeah,
Spencer Rattler.
All right,
that'd be
and
hilarious if
then
that happened. My gosh.
now we're back into another team that needs a quarterback, the Broncos. Do they take Bo Nix, Penix, or do they go defense?
Okay, so on
could
this
take-
sheet here, Bo Nix is the number. Well, Penix is actually. Wait, where's Bo Nix? Sorry. Penix is the 44th best prospect. Penix is the 52nd best prospect. Do you reach that high and draft him in the middle of first round?
Pick 12.
Who are they going to start?
I hear you. I mean, I think they will take a quarterback. So I guess does Bo Nix go to Denver
I
at
think
12?
Bo Nix. I think Michael Penix is more of a Broncos guy.
Can you imagine
What
if
quarterback should the Chiefs play? in this?
6 quarterbacks go in the first 13 picks of this draft? You want to talk about reaching for players? Oh my gosh! Because you can make a case that McCarthy, Nix, and Penix are all huge reaches, huge.
Yeah,
But I mean, again, who is there? Is it Jared Stidham?
it
in
might
Den-
be
Denver?
or that stick
Probably.
guy. Let's look.
Oh my gosh!
Glennon?
You're right.
Mike Glennon.
Mike-
You've got the Chiefs to play the Chargers, who have a depleted roster and could be facing Gardner Minshew and Jarrett Stidham for Denver.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs win this division by 6 games.
That's what
doing?
I'm saying. If they don't win this division, like, easy.
They could throw out Carson Wentz as their starting quarterback for half the season and win this division.
Yeah,
It's
well,
Derek-
I saw that we signed him. I was
Okay,
like,
so it's Jarrett Stidham and Ben DiNucci.
That's in Denver.
That's Denver.
They have to take a quarterback.
Yeah.
Who do the Raiders have? Are they still
They have
rocking
Gardner
with-
Minshew.
Are
That's what
they-
they signed. It was Minshew.
That's
All right, so let's.
starting caliber.
I'd go Michael Penix.
Yeah, I think Penix is the
So
better.
Penix
of the
goes
two.
to Denver,
Yes.
and then Nix goes to Vegas.
Or do they go Cooper DeJean?
So wait a minute. You think that they would roll out Minshew for a year?
Yes.
Take somebody in the second round or third round and just
Yes.
go that way? Okay, I'm down with
Yes. So Cooper DeJean or Quentin Mitchell? Because I think they
that.
need
What's
second.
their need on there? What does it say?
For defense,
whole
interior
defense.
defensive line. Yes.
The best defensive player on here is a cornerback named Terrion Arnold from Alabama.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's right here. 18th ADP, so it's not that much of a reach. Yeah, I think we can go with there.
That division is brutal. Oh my gosh! I guess I didn't realize how bad it was.
Well, like 2 years ago, everyone was like, "Yo,
Yeah,
this
this is the
division might
future-
be the
the
best
future,
division
yeah.
in football," and then it's like,
that might be the worst.
This is
Oh my
terrible.
gosh!
All right, now we have another team that could probably use a quarterback in the Saints.
Did they take Bo Nix?
Or do you rock with Derek Carr?
Oh well, they pay him a lot of money, so they might have no choice in the matter. Really.
But I think there's only a year left.
This might be Spencer Rattler's spot.
This
You
might
can
be
spend-
Michael
You gotta
Pratt.
take him in the fantasy draft in July,
Take Spence.
just for the sake of it.
Okay,
Third string quarterback for the whoever.
I think they could go tackle here. Troy Fantu from Washington is my next best tackle.
Who do you have?
Troy Fantu, or however you say it, Fantu.
Oh, well, they have him as a guard on this sheet.
Fontenay.
He's listed as a tackle on here, but I think he
Go
could-
with it then. That's fine.
Okay.
Fontenay? I don't know.
Fantu, I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay. Now we got Colts.
I forget about the.
They
Colts.
need wide receiver and DB help.
And Bowers is gone, right? I could have Bowers spot.
Bowers
too.
is gone. Yes.
They do like their tight ends over there.
Defensive back, you said?
Yeah. Who's the number one over there?
Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo.
Okay. Well,
Would be a
have
guy they could look at.
them go there.
Who was the last like Toledo guy? I feel like there was someone out of Toledo that was like
Yeah, I feel
good.
I have no idea, Scotty.
I don't know. I feel like Toledo's just. I was thinking about that. For
We should have a research team for the show. You know, like when you
Yeah.
make a statement like
Terrence.
that, they
Oh,
just go to it.
Kareem Hunt. Is
Kareem
that who you're
Hunt.
thinking of?
Maybe.
That's who it was.
Michael Roberts.
Well, because I was thinking like we had a UCLA pick earlier. Like when was the last time really UCLA
Had a guy.
had a guy for football? I mean, they got Russell Westbrook, dog.
Kevin Love.
Dog.
Jaime Jaquez.
Dog.
How far do you want to go with this?
Lonzo
Wait
Ball?
for the Chiefs pick.
We'll go to 20. We'll go to
Lonzo
20.
Ball?
How about that?
Fine.
We got the Seahawks. Cooper DeJean, Jahir Newton, Byron Murphy.
They need a corner
Yeah,
that makes the receivers angry so they can work on DK in practice.
They have good corners. They got Kobe Bryant and
Yeah.
what's the other dude?
I want to see DK get mad and retire.
Hey, the highest player on here that hasn't been picked yet is defensive player. It's Byron Murphy from Texas.
I think
defensive tackle.
that's where my head was. The other thing is they could go backer, but there is no linebacker.
Could they take Bo Nix?
They could. I have seen that in a few mocks. Sit him
Because
behind.
Gino was not good last year.
Sit him behind Gino for a year. I don't hate this.
Is it weird? I can talk about the NFL draft like every day, all day.
It's just it's happening.
It's
so
it's
fast.
addicting, is what it is.
It's happening
So,
so fast.
I-
And fantasy comes around.
Yeah.
Will there be more people, Dawson, watching the NFL draft next Thursday or game? Will that be game 3 or 4 of the NBA playoffs?
The NFL draft?
Not even close, is it?
I think it's closer than you think.
Really?
Yeah. Especially if it's a good game, like if it's the Sixers and who is Sixers?
putting the
play? Celtics. Sixers Knicks. Like if it's that game, I think
It's two big markets, I guess. So
I think Bo Nix could go here, but I also think he could fall to 19 and go to the Rams.
ooh, I kind of like that.
Bo Nixon.
Well, because
Golden
Stafford's what? He's gonna be close to 40.
I think he's 37 or 38.
Bo Nixon, gold and blue. I could see it.
Yeah, me too.
What a guy.
Where are we?
Matthew
We at
Stafford.
18?
We're at 16.
Who's
He's 36. So
Seahawks probably just go like
Byron Murphy,
Yeah.
D lineman.
D-line.
And then we got Jacksonville. Need a lot. I could probably see them taking Cooper DeJean. He was supposed to go at 8.
That's a
and
good
he's
pick. Yeah, I like
fell
Cooper DeJean there.
Fell all the way to 17.
Because they list him as a cornerback on here, but I think he's more. I mean, they have him
He's
also
more of a
as sa-
hybrid.
Yeah, exactly.
Bengals.
I think that's where you start getting some of the tackles start flying
Yeah.
off.
Who do you guys got?
The next tackle on here is Olu Fashanu from Penn
Fashanu,
State.
yeah.
From Penn State?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they'll probably play him at right
'Cause-
because they have Orlando Brown at left.
Well, and Joe Burrow just got destroyed last year. They need to protect him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're at the Rams. Do we think the Rams?
Let's go Bo Nix. I
I
like
think they
it.
go Bo Nix.
Bow and gold and blue.
All right. Now we're sitting with the Steelers.
Well, they have to go. Receiver has to be a thought process here because
But it's
you trade.
Adon Mitchell's out of Texas is the best, or Brian
I
Thompson.
said Brian Thomas is number 15 prospect on this sheet.
Yeah, I think they go Brian Thomas.
I've seen Adani going to the Chiefs.
So I was hoping they'd follow it so the Chiefs could trade and get Brian Thomas.
All right, we're at 21. Let's just, for the fun of it, let's make it all the way down to the Chiefs.
Oh
We
my
don't got
gosh,
that
we're gonna
much-
do
we
this.
got- We got that much left.
Okay.
We've only been going for 15 minutes. We're fine.
It's I think we're going back 30 minutes. It's 8:40.
You pushed us back. We're fine.
I did that, you're right.
Dolphins. Where are we going?
I
We'll
think you just fly these
we'll
on.
go speed round here. I think
Fuega. Go Fuega.
I think they go tackle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Eagles.
Defense. They always go defense in the first round.
Jared Verse.
Oh my God, if he falls in. Jared Verse.
Now we got the
Eagles did this last year. They got those guys who just kind
The
of
dude
fell.
from Jordan Davis from
Georgia.
Georgia.
About everything here.
we got the Vikings back up. They took J.J. McCarthy already.
Get Newton.
Newton. Zahir Newton.
Newton. Who's Newton? Ah,
Illinois.
Johnny
D-line.
Newton. I love it. I know you.
Wow.
We just want to get the Chiefs. That's all we care about right now.
The Cowboys go running back.
No, not in the first round. No way.
Jonathan Brooks isn't that guy.
Not in the first round. Give him J.C. Latham, an offensive tackle from Alabama, because they lost Tyron Smith.
Yeah. Green Bay Packers.
O-line or D-line.
I said D-line would be a good place there.
Look-
Chop Robinson from Penn State.
He's down there a ways. That's a little reach.
Really?
Yeah.
What is he here? He's,
They had him at like
26.
40.
What are you on?
PFF.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Where is
Yeah,
it? Who's
Buccaneers.
above?
I think that.
Mari.
Yeah, I think they go Amari Mims at tackle.
Okay. see.
Cardinals again. They get
Again?
Adon
Did
Mitchell.
they?
Adoni Mitchell.
No, they took Marv.
Yeah.
I know, but to stack.
That'd be kind of elite.
That
Or
would-
maybe you want to protect. Do you want to
Kool-Aid.
protect Kyler here and go with Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle from Oklahoma?
I don't hate that. We go there.
Yeah, protect your
Protect
most valuable
your-
asset.
Your midget.
Okay, now here's where your guy goes. I think Mitchell goes to the Bills.
Yeah, Bills need a receiver. What is this, 28 or 29?
This is 28.
Okay.
And now we're at 29 with the Lions. Weird to say that. They are normally up at like
love it.
5.
Give him Nate Wiggins.
Okay, give him a
Nate
corner.
Wiggins.
That's good. Give him Nate Wiggins.
Not Kool-Aid?
I
they
like
could
Kool-Aid.
so take Kool-Aid McKinley just for the name.
He does seem like a Lions
He
guy.
does.
They're taking Kool-Aid. All right.
So we had Mitchell went to the Bills. Adnan
Yes,
Mitchell went to the
at
Bills.
28. 30, we got the Ravens.
I think he's a receiver too.
Troy
Troy
Franklin.
Flake.
All right. There's a guy I'm hoping. Okay, and then see San Francisco is interesting because
They don't
think-
need anything.
well, but if they
That's
trade Ayuk, that makes
They
things
wouldn't need a
interesting.
wide
I think
receiver.
they take a tackle to sit behind Trenton Williams.
Okay, that's fine. So you got
Graham Barton from Duke.
I don't know. Is that guy a real? Who is this guy?
We've taken so many tackles in this.
Tackle out of
I don't know.
Duke.
Grant. What's his name?
Graham Barton out of Duke.
My guy's not even on my list over here. I don't
Oof.
think.
Okay, well,
Hold on a second.
Stretch.
Jackson Powers Johnson.
Go with that. That's fine. I don't know who he is, but not
Powers
Graham.
Johnson.
Graham's on my list. Okay. Xavier Worthy, the Chiefs. Done. Let's move on. Oh my gosh, can you imagine him in that offense? Have you seen it? Have you seen his
Where is he?
Oh my god.
80, man.
Go to wide receivers.
Yeah.
Texas.
Wait, how far down is he on this? Maybe not.
Rank
Riveting
69.
podcast. What is it?
Rank 69.
No, he is not.
80,
47
ADP of
draft.
48.
No, never mind then. How about?
I think
do we
the
need
Chiefs-
to
I
take
think
one?
the Chiefs would go for him.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs always
That's
go
worth
for
a
that.
stretch.
The Chiefs' the highest receiver on the right now would be Lad McConkey. I do not want Lad McConkey in the Chiefs.
Let's not take a receiver then.
What?
We literally just got Hollywood.
So
We have Hollywood
Rasheed
and
Rice's
Rasheed.
out half the year.
Yeah, we do need a receiver. He did kind of just run from the cops.
Yeah, he's gonna be in a little bit of trouble, unfortunately.
All right, let's take Xavier then.
God, that'd be outstanding.
Okay. Any other notable prospects we want to talk about?
No.
No, not
Spencer
even
Rattler? No.
Ben Sennett.
I mean,
No,
Rattler.
we're not talking about the K-State guy.
Rattler is tough.
Actually, on here, Dawson, they have Cooper Beebe.
Cooper Beebe's a round 2 guy.
Is Kobe Bryant in the draft?
No, he's back, baby. Come on now.
Good name.
He would go to the Seahawks. They have double Kobe Bryant corners.
That'd be tough.
That would be insane.
In fact, KU's got 2 guys in the top 100 on this.
Oh, shoot.
I know. Puny, the offensive guard, and then Austin Booker, the defensive lineman, both in
I'm
the top
proud of
100.
you guys.
So KU's like that.
Proud of you
We
guys.
kind of like that.
Well,
Spencer Rattler's like that, too.
Next year we're gonna be even more like that with all of them doing. the
did you
draft.
see what's happening with the stadium? They don't got enough money to finish it.
Oh, here we go. You K-State. I don't want
All
to
right,
have
okay. Before we get into
this,
let's not get into that. This is probably your last time on the show.
I
You
would
believe
think
it?
so. Yeah.
Well,
Any,
any,
any, something sentimental to you guys?
any
Or?
parting words?
Honestly, though, this was an idea that what you guys came on broadcast second semester of sophomore year,
Me
right?
and
we
Scotty
kinda-
did, yeah.
Did we come up with this idea? Was it you and
It
me,
was-
Dawson, or was it you and
I think
Scotty?
we talked to Hayden about it.
So Hayden had originally told us like, hey, come try out broadcast. Browning could give you your own show, and we thought she was I thought she was completely
Yeah.
joking, and so we were like, oh, okay, it's broadcast. It won't be that bad. And so we took it for a semester, and then we got our own show. So
I'll tell you this: if you look at the analytics of our shows, you guys are the number 2 show on there. Just so you know,
who's number 1?
At the Hills, number 1.
Oh,
So,
okay.
'cause we've had a lot of district-wide guests on that.
Yeah,
you guys
so
number 2
it's
on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like that.
we are I would say by far we are the most consistent show.
Meaning, because you have a show every week.
We have a show every week. Like those weeks when Wake Up Rose Hill would post once every other month. Every week.
Hey, you were on that grind.
We were on that
Every
grind.
day, every day.
Even when
Every
Jack
day.
was coming in here messing with us.
Yeah,
we
even
were
when
still-
Jack, yeah.
You can't. You can't let Meyer come in and ruin this thing next year.
They're not.
You can't
We have
let
to
it
have this
happen.
discussion off camera. They have
is
to rebrand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally
Copyrighted.
rebranded. Yeah, on the clock is done.
Get rid of the merch. Yeah.
Yeah,
all
the merch is gone.
merch.
We'll,
Yeah,
we'll,
yeah.
we'll put it out a discount on our
Yeah.
website, but we're no more.
Dude, that would actually be funny if we sold on the clock T-shirts.
That would
I
be
feel like
funny.
we could make some tough logos.
But no, Meyer and Nick, they can't mess this thing up.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Which
The
Nick-
pick
I mean-
the pick is in. Draft's over.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, that's all we got. So thank you for watching and listening to On the Clock on the Rocket Productions Network. Remember to subscribe to Rocket Productions Network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. If you're not already, subscribe to Rocket Productions on YouTube. Please subscribe. Until next time, for Jace Beery, Scotty Carr, and Matt Browning, I'm Dawson McNall.